What is up? It's your boy Johnny SHREVE, IFBB promos to tell like it is. We're gonna coach up Soosh. So these are like requests that come in, guys. So anyone you want to see me coach up, let me know. I will get into it. All right, so we're starting off with hip thrusts. So right away for me, not starting off with hip thrusts at all. I get it. They're doing her workout. The running joke is Soosh is doing some girl stuff or whatever. Hip thrusts. Either way. What makes this not the best effective, I would say, opener is, there's that dead spot in this exercise we'll show you that when we're talking about like hip, we're trying to really touch the glutes.
Dude, this is actually too much weight.
You're just gonna sit there like that?
It's crushing me. This is too much weight.
Get up.
This is a PR.
Yeah, so like, they're gonna work out soon. This isn't working out. This is hanging out. I'm just being straight up. This is what your workout looks like. Like when the cameras, like you want to make good content. If you want to here's my advice for you kids out there who want to make good content. Watching this is like I'm like what I want to see is like a point of view of like if I was actually there and like I'm just watching two people work, and then they're giving like cues and things that are helpful, and you're getting value, and it's almost like you get to be in the room with them watching. Don't perform. Like to me, this is like a performance. You know what I mean? Like I want to see this workout. You know what I mean? Like I'm just being real. So anyway, reason being why this is, I would say, not the best thing to start off with is number one. We get it. So what's gonna go for this? So at the bottom of this movement here, there's no load on the glute, right? So, and you're thinking about like, when we're looking at like the most optimal part of the lift is that muscle being under a stretch and a load, basically coming down from that negative. So put it this way, when your hips are going from extension to flexion on the way down to its stretched part, that is under a load where you're making some sweet gains there. Like that's where you're really getting the most amount of muscle recruitment, right? The problem with that is when you want a hip thrust, that bottom end, there's nothing there. It's like basically you're relaxed. So when these guys actually decide to work out, we'll be able to get some type of an example here. Jesus. Yo, can we work out, man? Here's a couple of things happens with this. With this movement, a lot of people make mistakes doing is they end up just pelvic tilting back and forth. Then just doing this, like just humping the air and not actually hinging. So when you think of this lift, it's an actual hinge, right? You're driving the glutes back, but again, at the end of this lift, there's not much happening at the bottom here. There's no weight. So for the most part, when people do this lift, they basically spend no time at the bottom. They spend all the time up here. They squeeze the top at the contraction here when they want to get down to that stretch. So minimal time, you can see he's kind of like doing the air humping thing. So let's see her do a set. So she's doing a good job. You can see her actually like, watch how her torso, like her entire torso, and like basically she has a great neutral spine. You'll see when the weight goes down, her entire body just pops up like this. It's not, everything's coming up. So she's got some good form doing this, but we want to spend more time lowering that weight going down, right? We want to spend more time on the way down. Like if you really want to maximize this, you're spending more time, like you're riding that motion down through, 1,001, 2, 3 at the bottom, stretching, externally rotating, keeping flexion on, right from the ground, right through your hamstrings, glutes, really pressing back, and then not forcing so much weight into the contraction, more so like flexing right into it. So how you can actually take this movement here and give you the best, I would say, stretch at the bottom is raise up your feet. So if you can, get a little higher, or if you can rack a little higher, get your feet up, right? And then get bands that will still continue to pull you. So when you're riding on the way up, it's still pulling you down, right? So you're getting that type of resistance with this. That's the only way I've done it before on this machine and make it that much better, because I knew for sure I wanted to really spend more time down here than I did really up here. So you want to get down and stretch, right? So like ride that down to make this worth it. ride that movement down again, like, and then get your feet back close enough so, you know, the wider your feet are, if your heels are like not underneath you. So like, say this is your hip, right? So here's our knee straight, right? For us to get the most amount of the hip flexion, we want a lot of knee flexion, right? So we want this to be able to do this at least, and then coming back up, right? So if your feet are here, then you just kind of get this. Look how far you get. It's this. When I'm this far, that if I was closer, it would be like this. It'd be coming all the way down and then up. And then right here would be my hip, right? So it would be like down like this. Then it'd be coming all the way up like this, right? Then it being all the way out here and only getting down to here and here. So the lever ends up being further down than being from here all the way down and then all the way back up. That makes any sense. And again, like when it looks like this is why this is one of those movements where it's like, look at me moving, because you can look when you're loading the hips this way, there's not, you know what I mean? Like it's nowhere near close to being challenged the way the hips are supposed to be challenged, right? And the hips being challenged is really coming more from vertical than it is from this way. So at the bottom of this lift, ain't no way she doing 4 plates. I'm sorry. 4 plates ain't it. Right? This is a, you know, she's doing good at getting herself up, you know, but like I'm still riding this way all the way down. But again, right, at the bottom, the only reason why she's able to lift so much weight is because the way her hips are being challenged. There's no way she's doing this deadlifting, number one, wouldn't be able to do this, and wouldn't be able to do it squatting either, right? So what movement am I doing for this? I'm going to squat. If I'm going to challenge my glutes, I'm going to squat. And I'm going to do something before this, like a lying, you know, leg extension, a leg curl, right? Like they've done no movements yet. I'm still kind of passing through this. We've done one exercise so far. So let's just say that this might be their entire workout. So if this is their entire workout and they're doing 2 exercises, and if I was going to be like, yo, I'm going to do 2 exercises, I want to hit everything. Boom. What would you do? It'll be like this. All right, number one, I'd probably squat, and then I would do a lying hamstring curl, right? I've covered the basics, right? I covered quads and glutes and hamstring curls, you know, and getting a little more hamstrings, you know, in their day. You're not going to challenge them as much when you're squatting, right? When you're squatting, it's like quad glutes. Hamstrings are working there, but like not as much as they would if they were doing like, you know, a lying hamstring curl. And I'm always saying lying hamstring curl because we can isolate the hamstrings and give it that much more so than doing like, you know, Romanian deadlift, right? So isolation purely of the hamstring, and then you're getting great compound movement with like squatting, whatever. And then whatever squat that you want to squat. It could be any squat that will work for you regardless. It's going to hit quad and glutes. So we got basically, you know, glutes aren't challenged as much in this, and the quads, again, simple stuff, guys. You know, sit yourself back, pin yourself back in here, control the weight, flex up to full extension, and then control the weight down, let it pull. Again, like if we're doing like a leg extension, here's our leg extension, right? We're here, here's our hamstring, right here. Most people are going like this. They're going to here, and then they go into here. We want to go from here all the way to here. Controlling it down, because we're getting that nice stretch from here. So you want that leg to go all the way underneath, and then from here, contracting up, squeeze from there, and then controlling it down until it gets down, and then it's like in that little spot there, and it's stretching there. You're getting a massive stretch all from here down. That's what you want out of this. That's where you want to spend time, right? When people do this, they spend so much time just kicking it up, right? That's it. Let's get it up. Just jab it up, right? And then like a little bit of a squeeze at the top, you know, just finish it, because that's more so like got to get the range of motion. But you should be in there letting it stretch, like spending your time coming down, then it stretch underneath, and you're just like feeling your quad just like, God. And then, right? Yeah, so like here, you got 2 exercises to do. And if you're going to do 2 isolations, if anything, here's what I'm doing with this entire workout. Because we have 3 exercises they decide to pick, all right? I would have definitely done a squat movement. I would have done a hamstring isolation movement. And for what, our hamstring and our quad, I mean, we could have just did 2. Regardless, we could have did same things before. I would have just taken out the leg extensions. Leg extensions out, squatting, and this. Replace your hip thrust with a squat movement. Emphasize that stretch in the hole, contracted, engaged, right? And then hamstring curl. I would have did the hamstring curl first. Regardless, here, guys, optimizing this thing, it'll be the same idea. You want to get all the way down. You want to spend time. We want to get all the way down, right? But we want to get like, oof, these refs rattle me a little bit. You want to spend time with your legs out. I'm talking like they need to pause back here. And their legs have not straightened out once. And that's what you want. You want the hamstring to be, you're going to be pushing on that bar. Like you want to push yourself back and in, down. That's how you want to be in that. You don't want to be like, you know, this thing pulling you out. Don't pull into it. Push into it. Push your butt down. Let your legs come all the way up. Stretch. Push yourself back while it's going down. Scoop your feet underneath. Just as you want to like almost feel like you're going to try and touch your heel to your butt. That's your range of motion. Use a weight enough to let you achieve that rep. I'm talking like going from, you know, pulling yourself back. Your hips should almost feel like wrapping underneath when your legs are going underneath. So basically, you're fully stretched, and then you're you know, creating that knee flexion, right? You're starting to pull the weight down with the back of your heel, and you're driving your butt back. You're driving your hips almost up a little bit and trying to scoop and to get those heels to touch the back of your hamstrings. That's where you want to be, and then riding that back out slow, stretching it. That's how you want to spend that rep, right? Following these guys, yeah, you know, if you want to watch entertainment, go ahead and watch some entertainment. If you're trying to, like, you know, really understand what we're doing in terms of training, guys, give the channel a follow or get my ebook, the Ultimate Push-Pull Legs Training ebook, and actually the final diet. So anyway, guys, that's it for today. Hope you guys learned some things with this type of style. I'm going to do a few videos like this. Let me know how you guys like it, and we'll continue to give you the best content I can provide. So let me know what you guys want to see in the comment section below. And until next time, guys, binge watch my videos. You know how it is. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing.